When a falcon attacked a chicken, it encountered an unpleasant surprise. The ordinary domestic bird not only resisted, but literally trampled the aggressor into the mud. Now we'll show you other amazing and even comical instances in which birds surprised with unexpected strength and bravery, eliciting genuine shock from predators. Though small, the otter is quite a formidable predator. This animal possesses such agility as if it can transition from a solid to a liquid state on its own. Yet, one should not underestimate the strength and sharpness of its teeth. An otter can handle the shell of a small crab, making it relatively easy for it to reach a bird's throat. This otter attacked a bird 3 times its size. The duck is in shock, as a waterfowl being attempted to drown. The otter persists. It has subdued its prey, almost triumphing. However, as the little predator dragged the catch to the shore, it turned out that it had underestimated the duck. The clever bird realized it was inferior in strength and decided to outsmart its adversary. It feigned defeat, only to escape the grip at the last moment and disappear. A relatively large eagle landed near a chicken to feast on chicks. This sizable predator hunts rats, rabbits, and ducks. Thinking it could easily drive away the hen and enjoy a snack before a proper hunt, the eagle was really in for a surprise. The chicken instantly attacked the aggressor. The eagle was shocked. The chicken chased it down like a wolf chasing jackals. Chicken wings aren't suitable for extended flight, but they provide excellent acceleration. Pecking at the eagle's head, eyes, and other vulnerable points, the chicken showcased not only remarkable bravery, but an unexpected force. Such courage dedicated to protecting offspring is worthy of your like, isn't it? Chickens were domesticated in Southeast Asia around 8,000 to 10,000 years ago. Over time, people got used to perceiving them as the most ordinary, harmless domestic birds. However, witnessing what this small feathered berserker is capable of creates the impression that ancient humans domesticated chickens not for eggs or meat, but for the birds to defend themselves against saber-toothed tigers. In extreme situations, it turns out that these birds inherited the rage and strength of distant ancestors, the predatory dinosaurs. Don't believe it? How about this battle of the century? Since eagles, unlike miniature falcons, are heavyweights bird-wise, defeating them proved pretty challenging. The eagle was not opposed to a prolonged confrontation. Several times it soared up only to repeat the attack. And guess what? Every time the chicken willingly entered the fray, showing no signs of fatigue. When the chicken deployed its claws, the eagle regretted tangling with its adversary. One-on-one, a chicken can literally trample an eagle of the same size, or drive away even a larger one. The predatory bird either had to go into deep defense, lying on the ground, spreading its wings and extending its clawed legs forward, or just retreat. Otherwise, the situation could turn into a real disaster for these noble rulers of the feathered realm. The chicken could literally corner the eagle. It seems like the bird is taunting the opponent, which nervously opens its beak. The eagle stumbled upon the wrong adversary, and a seemingly easy hunt turned into the most dangerous and humiliating episode of its life. Imagine this scene with some gangster movie dialogue. You stepped into the wrong neighborhood. What are your thoughts? We're waiting for you in the comments. Size matters in a fight between animals. Take an elephant, for example. It can bury a buffalo up to its neck, scatter an entire lion pride, and knock down a 4-ton rhino like a wet rag. Yet, determination and bravery sometimes surpass size. The elephant could snap the spine of this crane as easily as you would a thin twig. However, the most massive terrestrial mammal yielded to the resolution of this bird. The elephant seems bewildered, not comprehending what is happening, but it turns out it merely approached the bird's nesting site too closely. Perhaps you've wondered why some birds build nests not on treetops, but directly on the ground. Because they are so cool that they can even drive away an elephant if necessary. Actually, domestic cats freely roaming outside are considered super predators. Don't believe it? The key is that for each attempt to catch prey, they have more instances of successful hunting than wild lions. It makes you look at your house cat with different eyes, doesn't it? So, it's not surprising that among urban fauna, cats consider themselves the coolest. However, the crow disagrees. Apparently, it fancied itself the sheriff, and when two cats got into a fight, the bird decided to stop the chaos in the most old-fashioned way possible, by intervening and forcing both opponents to disperse. One crow attacked two cats right in the midst of their skirmish, even though the fluffy fighters had an obvious advantage on the ground. But they picked the wrong feathery opponent. The crow's sturdy beak and excellent reflexes cooled down the cats, prompting them to seek another place for their dispute. Warning, if you have claustrophobia, this epic incident might trigger real panic. The main advantage of birds is the maneuverability granted by their wings. But what to do when the enemy invades a tight nest? With a chick behind her, the only answer for this hawk is to fight. The snake fully realizes its advantage. In this narrow passage, it can force a close-quarter combat. The reptile is large enough to swallow even an adult bird. The owl tries to spread its wings and puff out its feathers to appear larger and deter the predator. However, the determined snake is too hungry. The scared chick behind the owl looks too appetizing to the cold-blooded reptile. But the snake underestimated the power with which the bird would fight for its offspring. The battle was incredibly intense. The snake lunged at its opponent, managing to sink its fangs into the owl and then entwine it with its coils to constrict, suffocate, and finally defeat the owl, attacking the defenseless chick afterwards. But the snake miscalculated the striking location. If it had bitten the owl's legs, it could have injected its venom easily. However, the reptile aimed for a denser part of the body, as it was an easier target. And this was a big mistake. The snake didn't know that owls are actually slender birds, and a significant portion of the body volume is dense plumage. The snake's fangs got entangled in it. The chick's distressed squeak behind the owl increased the owl's strength tenfold. It managed to shake off the powerful snake, transitioning to a determined counterattack. The sharp, sickle-shaped talons knew their job well, even though wielding such weapons in tight spaces was quite challenging. But the stubborn desire to protect the lone chick did its job. The owl successfully dealt with the snake, saving its family. Look at her in shock after the duel. Someone, get that stressed owl some water. No wonder the bald eagle is one of America's symbols. Even among other birds of prey, this beauty truly has a steely character. It's hard to find another bird that loves to fight as much as these predators right here. When you watch them, it feels like you're witnessing a Western movie. Here's a group quietly having lunch in a saloon when suddenly a troublemaker appears and a fight breaks out of nowhere. However, the aggressor underestimated its opponent. It thought that it was the baddest eagle around. A big mistake. Its unexpected strike was not only noticed, but also successfully countered. This duel looks impressive. Instead of simply dodging the dangerous blow, the attacked eagle extended its talons right toward the opponent. Did the eagle know how it would end? Probably, and Dib was just happy about it. The inertia literally knocked the eagle off its feet, and both birds flew off to continue their brawl. They fought fiercely with their claws, and the bird that initiated the fight clearly didn't expect to face such a tough opponent. The attacked eagle decided to show that messing around with it is not a good idea. It skillfully used the opponent's fall and counterattacked it from above. With all its weight, the eagle crashed into the aggressor and threw it into the icy water. The powerful talons pierced the back of the insolent eagle. At that moment, it surely regretted trying to snatch the prey away from our hero. The depth here was too shallow for the eagles to be in real danger. Still, getting wet in cold weather is a very unpleasant prospect. More to it, eagle wings and especially the flight feathers are vulnerable to water. If they get wet, the bird can't take off until they dry. Well, it learned its life lesson. Don't mess without reason with someone armed with a whole set of curved talons. This cute little sheep just wanted to find new friends. Why not? A huge bird with feathers that look like fluff seems intriguing and adorable. However, the animal made a mistake in choosing a friend. It's an emu, a crazy bird. You'd be surprised, but emus are awfully recognized as the most dangerous birds in the world. They are flightless birds that can run at speeds comparable to a mini car. So their legs are generally powerful. Moreover, they have a very strong beak and quick reflexes, but the main thing is aggression. Some animals avoid fights until the last moment. For example, cheetahs will fight only as a last resort. Some animals are easily provoked, like grizzly bears. Finally, there are mischievous birds ready to fight at the slightest provocation, like some eagles and honey buzzards. And then there's the emu, a bird that doesn't need a reason to fight at all. It can casually stroll, look for food, and suddenly attack the nearest animal for no apparent reason. It seems like there's a timer inside the emu's head, and when it runs out, it is fighting time. Moreover, emus don't care who or what is in front of them. Kangaroos and wallabies are quite tough fighters, but the bird doesn't care about their fighting qualities. It sees whoever annoys it and is ready to attack. Although emus may seem quite amusing at first, when their head unexpectedly soars, ending up above you and dangerously close to your eyes, it becomes less amusing. Wildlife researchers allow themselves to approach emus only by holding a shield in front of them, resembling a SWAT team shield. Although the police have plastic shields, those are kind of like toys for emus. Their attacks can only be withstood by a full metal gigantic shield of a Roman legionnaire. No wonder the emu wasn't thrilled about the wood-friendly sheep. Well, at least the club-and-hoofed one was survived. Apparently, the bird just decided that such an opponent wasn't worthy of its attention. Even small birds can be truly brave fighters if they have motivation. These birds, right here, saw a monitor lizard approaching a nest with eggs to snack on them. For birds of their size, a large monitor lizard is roughly like a grizzly bear for you. But the birds couldn't be stopped. To protect the eggs, they attacked the reptile. The birds spread their wings to appear larger and attacked from both sides. The most amazing thing is that it wasn't even their nest. You'll be shocked, but they defended a crocodile's clutch. So what? The birds don't care about whose clutch it is. The main thing is to protect the clutch. It's just unclear what the birds were guided by. They knew it was someone else's nest, but were they aware that little crocodiles would hatch from the eggs? Perhaps it's pure instinct. I see eggs, I protect them. Or maybe they just didn't like the lizard? I don't know, what do you think? Let us know in the comments. Determination should not be confused with impudence. This pigeon thought it was the boss here. It invaded an owl's nest when there were only chicks in there. The chicks were covered with fluff, lacking not only strong claws but also proper features. For the pigeon, they were not a threat, and the audacious bird decided to simply occupy this nest. It intimidated the chicks, making them huddle in the far corner. The chicks pressed against each other, trying to calm down and wait. Meanwhile, the pigeons set their rules. The female even laid her own eggs there. Perhaps if the occupation had continued, they would have wiped out all the chicks one by one. So what? They took someone else's dwelling, so why fly far for food? Fortunately, this nest has its own armed forces. Within minutes, an owl bursts into the nest, acting as decisively as the 300 Spartans against Persian invaders. Look at how the chicks gained confidence and scattered to different corners, watching as the parents humiliated and literally trampled the arrogant pigeon. Of course, in the melee of the struggle, the aggressive bird's egg was destroyed, and the pigeon was just in shock. It thought that no one would interfere with it establishing its rules here, but it turned out that owls know how to protect their home and their babies. It seems like the owl genuinely enjoys restoring justice. Against its talons and beak, the pigeon had not a single chance. The owl stretched out the pleasure of retribution and, at the same time, behaved as carefully as possible to avoid crushing the chicks during the flight. The pigeon managed to fly away. The owl's main goal was to free the seized nest and protect the little ones. But the bird probably didn't go far. Tonight, it would likely become dinner for the owl family. Pelicans may seem harmless, as they usually move slowly and gracefully. However, it's deceptive. In reality, they are true bandits, just lazy ones. A pelican waits for prey to come within striking distance. Surprisingly, many fall for it. The pelican capitalizes on its reputation as a harmless oddball with a peculiar beak and swiftly grabs the victim. They catch pigeons, and this pelican attacked even a cat. This animal underestimated the bird, but luckily survived by dodging at the last moment. This woodpecker was calmly searching for insects in the tree bark when a huge snake bursts out of the nest. It protruded from the hole and started hunting the woodpecker to grab it with its huge jaws and pull it in. Its head was like half of the woodpecker, a real monster. Even through the screen, it's unsettling to see such a surprise. The snake's strike was lightning fast, but the woodpecker managed to dodge. However, this was just the beginning. The reptile underestimated its opponent. Surprisingly, the bird, which feeds on insects and lacks combat skills, really dislikes being scared, especially having its nest taken. In the end, the woodpecker attacked the snake itself and pecked it with its sharp, rapier-like beak. The snake got angry and started thrashing around. It looked frenzied, and it did manage to grab the poor bird. But that didn't stop the woodpecker. Even in the snake's grip, it continued pecking. Have you ever had a situation where a strong friendship started with a fight? It seems like this is exactly one of those cases. For a cat, the appearance of a parrot in the house is a strange event. Is it a toy or a prey? The parrot with its huge beak clearly explains to the cat that it is neither. That's what setting personal boundaries looks like, isn't it? The parrot could have used its sharp, curved beak and not only ended the conflict with the cat, but also the cat itself. However, the patient bird hits the opponent with its wings, making it understand that it has to accept the new neighbor. It seems to have worked. Perhaps it's the beginning of a strong, genuine friendship. What do you think? If you have experience keeping a cat and a parrot at home together, let us know about this in the comments section below the video. In general, these very different creatures can easily coexist peacefully. Parrots are extremely curious and often explore interesting objects with their beaks. Many cats are tactile and enjoy being gently scratched or petted. A relatively large bird is not perceived as food, and a cat may accept the new family member. Moreover, a parrot can amaze its furry neighbors. These cats underestimated the new companion who, despite looking very strange, can also meow. that cats are clearly shocked by this surprise. Moreover, parrots can stand up for themselves quite elegantly. This bird opened the box and found a surprise inside. But the cat didn't want to be bothered. A light paw swipe couldn't cause serious harm to the parrot, but did clearly show that the cat didn't want any company. No problem. The carrot immediately closed the box and went about its business. During an attack on prey, a falcon folds its wings and dives, using gravity to enhance the impact several times over. This way, the falcon reaches the speed of a racing car, and the force of its strike can instantly break the neck of a bird 3 times its size. On the ground, a falcon can't use this technique, but its courage is undeniable. The falcon is 30 times lighter than the large dog it faces. A dog can simply step on the bird and finish it off in a few seconds. The falcon is confident. After all, the falcon's element is swift strikes from the air. But then the bird shows that it should not be underestimated regardless of the circumstances. Initially, the falcon tries to ignore the persistent dog, occupied with its prey. But when the dog becomes too annoying, the bird takes flight and starts chasing the dog, attacking it with thin but sharp talons. The dog is in shock. The falcon simply doesn't care about the opponent's size. It doesn't even try to fly particularly high, and spends a few minutes chasing the dog to teach it a lesson. Which of these cool birds on our list today impressed you the most? Share your opinion with us in the comment section below the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.